So Kevin Smith is now straight up mocking the fans that are criticizing his new Netflix show, and he's getting ratioed even worse than he got on his live stream when he turned the comments off. Let's check it out. If you are also tired of people like Kevin Smith and others ruining pop culture, ruining Star Wars, Marvel, all these other IPs, then please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I try to post multiple videos on this channel every single day. Let's get into the video. A lot of people have been saying that this whole Kevin Smith and Masters of the Universe situation has a lot of parallels to The Last Jedi, and it seems like as time goes on, as Kevin Smith keeps digging his hole deeper and deeper, there is just so many parallels to The Last Jedi. These people are so right. Kevin Smith has so many parallels. The way he's handling this whole situation, the way he's handling people not absolutely loving his show. There's some people out there who do love the show, and I'm not telling you that you shouldn't love the show. I'm happy for you if you do love the show. But a lot of people out there don't love the show, and a lot of people out there as well really hate the show. A lot of people are really, really hating this show, and Kevin Smith is handling this very similarly to how Rian Johnson handled The Last Jedi whenever that whole debacle happened. And the Kevin Smith and Rian Johnson parallels are undoubtedly there. 100% they are there. And Kevin Smith just keeps saying things over and over again. How do I keep posting videos on Kevin Smith? Because he keeps saying stuff. He keeps digging his hole deeper and deeper. I don't want to trash on Kevin Smith anymore. I really don't. I want Kevin Smith to be the nerd that he claims to be. I want Kevin Smith to be the guy that he's been, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was, before he started shilling for Star Wars and Marvel, before he started playing into this Hollywood agenda that is being pushed in everything now. And Kevin Smith is no different. Obviously, he was the outcast of Hollywood whenever he was the nerd. Now he's being let into the world of Hollywood, and he doesn't want to get outcast again. He is going to play into the agenda that they want him to push because he is terrified of being the outcast once again. Kevin Smith tweeted this, I believe it was yesterday. Yeah, he tweeted this yesterday. He says, "I turn 51 a week from today as we start shooting Clerks 3. So he's already kind of moving on from Masters of the Universe. He's going to start promoting Clerks 3, which I don't think is going to do very well. I don't think that the movie is going to do very well, especially after this whole debacle. Maybe if he comes out and he pulls a complete 180 and goes totally against the Rian Johnson arc that he's going on right now and says that he apologizes to the fans, which isn't going to happen, but maybe if it does, if he were to come out and say, you know what, I was wrong for doing that to He-Man and Masters of the Universe. I was wrong for lying to the fandom about what the show would be about. I was wrong for totally ruining the He-Man character, for making Teela this super unlikable character that no one wants to be, that no one relates to, that no one even likes her. Maybe if that happens, Clerks 3 will survive. Maybe it will do pretty good. I don't see him ever apologizing or saying anything near that. I see him sticking to his guns, just like all of the other Hollywood people, just like Rian Johnson did. But at noon, the cast reads the script aloud for the first time. Wait until Brian, I don't know how to say his last name, finds out we kill off his character in the first act. My storytelling senses tell me audiences universally love that trope. So he's mocking the fans. He is straight up mocking the fans. And in one of the clips from his stream, he talked about this trope, saying that heroes have to die, that the hero arc has to end in death. And that is just not true. That is a lazy storytelling tactic, something that Marvel, and he said that he wants to Marvelize the He-Man, the Master of the Universe. He said he wants to Marvelize it, and he's doing just that. I remember riding to see Endgame with my friends, and one of the things that I said while we were on our way is, I bet they killed Thanos off in the first act. And they 100% did. They did it in the first act. This is a trope that Marvel has done over and over again because they know they can get these reactions, these emotions out of people when they kill off characters that no one expects them to kill off. No one expects you to kill off He-Man in the first episode of a show that's supposed to be all about He-Man. You know, we were claiming on Twitter that the show is all about He-Man. And then you kill him off in the first episode and kill him off again in the 5th episode and then brag about it on Twitter. No one expects that because no one wants that. But Marvel has perfected it to the point where they can kill people off in the first episode, in the first act, and just bring them back later. You know, get those reactions out of fans, make that money, and then bring them back later to make money all over again, kill them all over again. We've seen it a million times with Marvel, especially with characters like Loki that can just die over and over again and come back over and over again. And Kevin Smith said he wants to Marvelize the He-Man universe. And that's what he's doing. He's killing these characters and then bringing them back later, over and over again. He already admitted in season 2 that He-Man's coming back again to fight Skelegod or Skeletor or whatever he said. I don't remember what he said exactly, but he said he's coming back again. He's so worried that this show is gonna flop for season 2 or for part 2 or whatever it's called. He's so worried that he has to spoil it. He has to spoil the season 2 to try and keep fans around. It's not gonna work, Kevin Smith. We don't believe a word that's coming out of your mouth. Look at what's happening with this YouTube video that Netflix posted. We saw that he was getting ratioed like crazy on his own channel, and now he's getting ratioed maybe even worse on this channel, on the Netflix channel. This is crazy. He posted a little preview for part 2, and I'll play a little bit of it in a second because it's pretty funny what he says in it. It's pretty pretty embarrassing. But let's take a look at some of these comments. Netflix doesn't care what I think. Kevin Smith's wife, boyfriend, girlfriend's husband. Evil can't create, it can only corrupt. J.R.R. Tolkien. Can't believe Kev said Jesus Christ stepped aside like He-Man stepped aside. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, man, because he's talking about the hero's arc, the hero's journey, and how they have to end in death all the time. You killed him in the first episode, man. There is no arc to be had there. There is none. There's no arc if you kill him in the first episode. It's just He-Man existed and he died. He went through no character development in that first episode. He was just there. We kind of got introduced to him and then he died. There was no arc. There's no hero's journey. Kevin, you are such a disappointment. Nerds look up to you past tense. 100%, man. I have a Kevin Smith Funko Pop behind me. I'll probably take that down sometime soon because I was a big Kevin Smith fan. I liked his old movies. I liked him as an actor. I thought he was a cool guy outside of the creation of the content. I thought he was just a cool person. But it seems like he's just a fake nerd now. I think that he used to be a nerd, and I think that that nerd may still be in there and come back out one day once he realizes that he straight up lied to the fans and propagated the ruining of pop culture even further. Once he realizes that nerd might come back out one day, but as of now, I've lost all respect for Kevin Smith because he did further the ruining of pop culture, which I am totally tired of, and I cannot take it anymore. I have zero tolerance for people doing stuff like this, especially when you lie to the fans and say that you're not gonna do what we all don't want you to do, and you pull that bait and switch that so many others have pulled. I have no tolerance for it. Sooner or later, lies have a way of catching up with you. He-Man, yeah, that clip kind of went viral on Twitter. A lot of people have been posting that clip of He-Man from back in the day, saying that sooner or later, lies have a way of catching up with you. It's just pretty ironic because, you know, Kevin Smith lied about that for a year and a half, lied saying that this is going to be He-Man's show, not Teela's show, that Teela's not going to have a girlfriend, all that stuff, when she definitely is going to have a girlfriend. They insinuated that pretty heavily, I would say, in the first part. I think that she might not be a girlfriend, but she's definitely going to be some kind of love interest. Netflix doesn't care about the fans, Kevin Smith. The only way to get Netflix attention is to downvote the series and cancel your subscription. It is true, man. It's sad that we have to do stuff like this in order to get Hollywood's attention, in order to get Netflix's attention and say that we want stuff to change, because we have no voice in Hollywood. We have no voice in Los Angeles because they're in that bubble. And I don't want to make this a political thing at all, but they're in that bubble where they're all thinking the same way. They think that this is the right way to go, to put down all the men and prop up all the women, when that's not the way to go. And also, you're trying to make this strong woman out of Teela, right? And you make her look like a man. What does that say about women? You can't write a strong woman that looks like a woman. You have to make her look like a man to make her strong. That's pretty sad. You know, that's pretty sad that you're not talented enough to write a strong woman where she just looks like a woman. She has to look like a man. That's pretty sad. But let's check out what Kevin Smith has to say when he teases part 2 of Master of the Universe Revelation. It's pretty embarrassing. It's pretty sad what he's about to say. Let's check it out.
Worthy performance bringing this character to life, but also because we mirror Teela's journey with Evelyn's journey as well. You're talking about two women who have been in the shadows of very powerful male characters since the inception of the franchise. And Teela, you know, fought side.
That's what they're focused on, man. They're not focused on the fact that they're trying to tell a good story. They're like, what woman can we rescue from the grasp of these strong men? We have to make sure that we're getting these women away from these strong men. Let's kill them both off. Let's kill off Skeletor and He-Man, and let's prop up these women who have been in the shadow of these strong men this whole time. Dude, we do not want that. We do not care about them being in the shadow of the strong men. The women can have their shine in different shows and different movies. When the series, when the universe is based around He-Man, we want to see He-Man doing cool He-Man stuff. We do not care about this identity politics stuff. We don't care about these women being in the shadow of these strong men. That's not what we're thinking about when we're watching the show. We want to see cool stuff. We want to see good storytelling, but these people in Hollywood have no idea what we actually want. They think because they're in that bubble, they think that everyone wants just women power. They want to put men down all the time. That is not what your consumers want. But Netflix doesn't care as long as they're making their money, as long as they keep their subscribers. They don't care.
By side with He-Man, definitely more of his equal. Evelyn, though, was always Skeletor's subservient. What happens in a world where the person who helps identify that character, in the case of Teela, He-Man, in the case of Evelyn, Skeletor? What happens if those two figures are removed from their lives?
So pretty much Evelyn was only evil because of Skeletor. So when you remove Skeletor from her, she's gonna turn good. And he says that a little bit later on in the clip. I don't want to play too much because nobody wants to listen to this guy talk anymore. He's probably just straight up lying to our faces. And he also said that He-Man is gonna come back and play a big part in part 2. It's not gonna. I don't believe it. I will believe it when I see it, because I think when he says that we're gonna get a lot more He-Man than we expect, I don't think we're going to see Adam as He-Man a lot more than we expect. I think we're going to see one of these women take up the mantle of He-Man, which makes no sense But I think that's what we're going to see. I don't believe that he has the balls to make He-Man the main character of the show, no matter who he swears it, no matter what life he swears on, because he swore on his child's life that He-Man would come back and play a big part in the series. I do not care. It's obvious that your word means nothing. I don't care. But let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. What do you think about Kevin Smith straight up mocking the fans that are criticizing his show? And what do you think about what he said about part 2, about all of these strong women being in the shadow of these strong men, and now they need to prop the women up and also put the men down at the same time and make the women look like men disguised as women? I don't even know what's happening anymore. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord, both those links will be in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video. Hope to see you on the next one.